I'm turning 16 this year. I'm quite tall compared to my peers. I have blonde hair and gray eyes. With an IQ of 135, I was considered an outstanding student. Tomorrow, I will officially enroll in the top private high schools. This had been my father's hope for a long time, and to be his perfect son, I put a lot of work into my appearance. I wear a silly haircut and big round glasses. I carry a book with me almost any time. That's also why everyone in my class calls me a nerd. The first day at school, I passed a group of girls gathered in the hallway and heard them talking about someone. I heard something like this.
Alex is literally so handsome. Have you heard his song? It's so good.
Then, a bunch of other girls joined in and sang along with the song. I just chuckled to myself. Suddenly, someone said loudly from behind me,
Hey, could you agree that Alan kinda looks like Alex? Yeah, somewhat, but mostly just their height. Dude, how can Alan be compared to Alex? Have you all lost your mind?
I stopped and turned to look at the girl who'd just spoken. It's Mela, my classmate. She was in a tight-fitting miniskirt, trying to show off her curves. She put on a lot of makeup, but I had to admit, she was quite pretty. I smiled and acted like I didn't care what made her mad.
Why are you looking at nerd?
Mela, my classmate, said loudly. During class that day, our teacher asked us to elect a leader. He said, I will make the decision based on your entrance exam scores. The person with the highest score will be in charge. I was worried that the teacher would call my name, but he called another name before mine. Kelsey, you will be the class president. You scored the highest, and I trust you on this. Kelsey? I was a bit surprised and disappointed. I'd always been so confident that I would be above everyone when it comes to academic results. But second place this time? I felt very uncomfortable. I was appointed by the teacher to be the vice president to support Kelsey. Although I was not really happy about it, I was curious about this girl. Kelsey was a mystery to me. She has long black hair and flawless white skin. But she was extremely quiet, and to be honest, very bland. Once, while we were working together in the library, she talked to me.
Alan, you're really smart. You solve the math problems just like that.
Well, apparently, I'm still nothing compared to you. Look at the pile of books next to you. How long did it take you to finish them? Half an hour? She has very good memory. It only takes her one time to memorize every detail in the book. Kelsey suddenly asked,
Can you give me your phone number? Let's be friends.
I froze for a few seconds. For the first time, someone wanted to be friends with this nerdy version of me? I replied, still confused. You really want to be friends with me? After giving some thought to my questions, Kelsey responded.
Why not? Don't you like me?
I said without thinking too much, trying to make her mad fully on purpose. I really don't like you. If I had a choice, I'd go with Mela. I guess the fact that Kelsey scored higher than me still bugged me quite a lot. Was she pitying me just then? Why did she want to befriend me? What a joke. Kelsey's attitude changed 100%. She said nothing and quietly left. From that moment on, the war between us started. In the exams after that incident, our target was just to do better than the other person. If I scored higher, she would assign me more tasks.
Perfect KO.
Because I was basically her assistant. Once, she purposefully lost the transcript I gave her and forced me to take notes instead. Because it was the exam scoreboard that the physical teacher asked me to keep track of, it was my fault for losing it. I couldn't blame Kelsey because there was no proof that I gave it to her. Thankfully, my memory is also very impressive, and I could accurately put together another copy of everyone's scores in front of the teacher's supervision. Sometimes I lost it to Kelsey, and I hated her arrogant look. One evening, I was informed by the housekeeper that my father had been away on business and seemed like he would be gone for a while. Finally, the day had come for me to have some freedom from his supervision. I decided to drop my disguise I brushed my hair neatly and put on an expensive designer outfit. I put on the piercings on my face. I'd kept them in the small secret box for a long time, and no one knew about this hobby of mine. And look, who had I turned into? You're right, I'm Alex, one of the dancers in the group that recently became super popular on social media. I drove the Triumph Daytona 600 to the location where my group agreed to meet. We wanted to throw a party to celebrate the success of our new music video. It was hosted at my friend's house. He told me that 4 female students from our school would join us, to which I didn't pay much attention because they wouldn't know who I was anyways. I was not Alan that night. As our MV was played, we heard the doorbell ring. 4 stylish and pretty girls showed up. I was excited to welcome them, but was taken aback when I saw a familiar face. Kelsey? I couldn't help but stare at the face in front of me. She was so different from how she normally looked at school.
Alan, wait a second. Oh, now it all makes sense. This is why you look so familiar to me the first time we met.
I pulled her to a private corner and half begged, half threatened her. If you dare tell anyone about this secret of mine, there will be consequences. Watch your mouth.
No need to use harsh words. We're in this together.
During the party, we all split up into pairs. Kelsey and I sat next to each other and pretended like we never met before. It was awkward to say the least. She was so straightforward, but also bubbly and energetic. She definitely laughed more than at school. When everyone was drunk and wasn't paying attention, I pulled her to the backyard for a quick conversation. Kelsey, why did you lie about yourself and try to compete with me so aggressively?
Well, it was all because of my mom. She wanted me to be admitted to the school that failed her in the past. I was basically forced to fulfill her dream. You?
It was my dad. He is a control freak. We had this agreement when I was 12 years old. For me to keep my privacy in my own room, I had to promise the top rank at school every year. After that, there was just silence between us. I guess we felt some kind of connection at that moment, and also empathy for each other. Or it could be the drinks we had that night. Before we knew it, our lips touched and we exchanged a passionate kiss. I offered to take Kelsey home when the party was over. We didn't say anything about the kiss, but I could tell that she needed time to think everything through, just like me. But right at that moment, Mela appeared out of nowhere and caught me and Kelsey walking together. Mela was my biggest fan, or to be precise, Alex's fan. She followed me everywhere. On seeing us, Mela approached and roared.
Kelsey, how dare you seduce my Alex?
She was about to slap Kelsey, but I could stop her in time. Stop it, I said. Who gave you the right to treat people like this? Get lost!
Let it go, Alan.
Kelsey interfered.
Alan?
Mela was so confused. We both ignored Mela and left quickly. Mela was still screaming behind us. I underestimated her. After only one night, Mela messed up my entire life. Things, of course, were brought to my dad. He ended the business trip halfway to have a conversation with me about what he had heard. He stormed into my room without even a single knock and started to yell before I could even react. You're such a disappointment! You lied to me the whole time! Whatever you were doing with those flamboyant boys, stop it right away! Those rumors about you can affect my company's reputation and stocks. Do you understand? I couldn't help myself and shouted back at him. Your company is everything to you. What am I? I'm nothing in your eyes. I don't want a selfish father like you. Shut up! How dare you! My father screamed even louder. My mom cried her eyes out, but all she could do was try to calm us both down. After that night, I stopped my disguise as a nerd. I showed up to class as my true self. Friends didn't recognize me. Some were even scared of my piercings. I couldn't care less and kept walking down the hallway with my head held high. Suddenly, I heard someone call my name.
Alan!
I turned around and saw a cheerful girl in her cute outfit and dark shoulder-length hair. Is that you, Kelsey?
Yep. And I just want to say that you inspired me to show my true self too. Let's stand up for each other from now on, shall we?
So in the end, the person that understood me the most was Kelsey. She's such a special person. We promised each other to still try our best to rank the highest at school, no matter how we look. Such stereotypes never make sense anyways. Lastly, we hope that one day our parents could listen to our wishes and accept us as who we are, instead of forcing us to follow what they desire.
Suddenly, someone covered my mouth from behind. I struggled but couldn't break free.
But he didn't get a chance to, because his father's condition became critical, and he passed away too suddenly.
The contract he drafted could bring me a lot of profits. It would last about a half a year, and my duties were to live his daughter's life.
Oh my god! Help! David fell into the water!
Rose immediately dropped everything and jumped into the water to save David, who's struggling to stay afloat.